What's going on, everybody? Josh McCarty and Stokes from Built in Buffalo. And today I want to talk about Robert Woods, the Bills' former second-round pick who was released from the Tennessee Titans on Wednesday. Stokes, what do you think about the idea of bringing back Robert Woods?
I think that would be a really good option as far as like spending goes. He's a wide receiver that understands how to fit into a role. He's been in Buffalo before, and he was pretty good here, and he left and was really good in other spots. So I think that it would be a really good match and one that I don't think it would cost as much as going out and trying to go for like a Nuke Hopkins if that was an option as well. So I think that it'd be a really nice option.
You mentioned cost. I think the ballpark we're looking at is probably between $3 and $4 million. The comparisons I make are Jarvis Landry signing a 1 year, $3 million deal with the Saints last offseason, Juju Smith Schuster signing a 1 year, $3.75 million deal with the Chiefs. In Juju's case, that was later in free agency, so that did work against him. But with Robert Woods, 2 years removed from an ACL injury, and a down year statistically with the Titans, where he had just over 500 yards receiving. But Stokes, outside of his ACL injury that happened in 2021 that really ended his Rams career, Robert Woods has been a very durable football player. And even year one back off of the ACL, he played on 78.2% of the Titans snaps, which is actually more than the percentage of snaps Stephon Diggs played on for the Buffalo Bills.
He is a willing run blocker. So when you have Gabe Davis, who we see he loves to run block, or he likes to. We think he loves to run block, and if we have another guy that loves to run block as well, that adds the diversity to our offense even more so. And when you have the guys that are comfortable in their role, and this offense in general, it's looked best when you have that number two wide receiver who understands he's a number two wide receiver. And Gabe Davis, we were expecting that out of him this season, but he didn't play like the number two. So when you have like a John Brown, you have Manny Sanders, those guys that understand what their role is, I think that Robert Woods can excel in a position like that.
What I like about Robert Woods too is he has inside outside flexibility. Now you look at his skill set and some of his PFF numbers pop off that in the short and intermediate game, he is still playing at a very high level, but he actually lined up on the outside greater than 70% of the time last year for Tennessee. And when you compare the Bills wide receiver makeup of the room last year, where it was Diggs and Davis, and then really a bunch of slot guys with Shakir and Crowder and McKenzie, I think having Robert Woods in the mix as a guy who could maybe be your starting slot, but also be a reliable boundary receiver if something happened to your top two guys is a good option.
Yeah, definitely. I think how mixing and matching things that to make things better for everyone else. And I think that what one of the things that the other offenses do exceptionally well, they get their best guys sometimes in the slot to dictate matchups and dictate coverages. And I think that if that happens with Diggs a little bit more, because we have a guy on the outside who we can rely on, that can make things even better for the offense. I think it all should come down to how everything is going to gel with the rest of the offense. And I think that a guy like Bobby Trees would be a great addition. I couldn't approve that more.
Bobby Trees, I love it. And you know what else I love about this is I don't think either Stokes nor I are saying that this is the one move this offseason that's really going to fix the wide receiver group. There are probably multiple moves needed on this position group. I think what Robert Woods does is he comes in and upgrades Isaiah McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie has a very easy out in his contract. It feels like the Bills have maximized Isaiah McKenzie's role here, and it's probably time to move on. Robert Woods can be that reliable slot receiver who also has the outside flexibility that we mentioned, but I still think the Bills are going to need to backfill their depth chart, even if they sign Robert Woods, with a higher draft pick, first or second round. Because while we want the Bills to upgrade for 2023, they still need to find a path to get Gabriel Davis and Khalil Shakir on the field, plus whatever rookie they add to the mix. There has to be room for development, Stokes. It felt like last year there really was such a log jam with similar skilled receivers that it really prevented Shakir from getting on the field and developing. I don't think Robert Woods creates that logjam. He's just a much better insurance policy over what they had in house.
Yeah, and I feel as if he'd be willing to help develop Shakir and give him the opportunities to grow. And I feel like he wouldn't be as upset if Shakir is playing, taking more of his snaps away. And I feel like he understands what is necessary or the ultimate goal. Like he was just on a championship team that he didn't really get to appreciate that. He was just there. He didn't get to play in the Super Bowl, so I feel like he would want to make sure he's moving everything towards that and not getting caught up in the realities of, hey, this young guy is getting more snaps than me.
One other thing to point out, because he was released from his contract and he's not an expiring contract free agent, he would not count against the compensatory formula for the Bills if they were to add him to the mix. And the Bills are probably going to come out in a net positive this offseason with some of the players that they are looking to lose in free agency. That is important to keep in mind with Robert Woods. It sounds like Stokes is in favor of it. It sounds like Stokes' dog is in favor of it. I know I'm in favor of it. Let us know in the comments what you think about bringing back Robert Woods to the Buffalo Bills. And please, please, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out so much with these videos. And we will see you next time on Built-in Buffalo Quick Hits.